This MiniShuir introduces the issue of the minimum age of conscription according to the Torah into a Jewish army. The Torah mentions 3 times the concept of conscription into an army. The first one is mentioned in Parshas Kisisa, when the Torah gives the method of making a census of the Jewish people. The second time is mentioned in the beginning of Parshas Bamidbar, when a national census was taken for the first time, when the Jewish people left Egypt. Finally, we have in Parshas Pinchas, where prior to entering Eretz Israel, the Jewish people were counted once again. In Parshas Kisisa, the first time that it mentions the concept of a census, the pasuk says, Kol ha'over ala pekudim ben esim shana v'mala yiten trumas Hashem. Whoever passes through the census from 20 years of age and up shall give the portion of Hashem. Rashi on that says, Lamedcha kan she'ein pachos mi ben esrim yotze latzava v'nimne b'chalal anashim. Rashi understands in this pasuk that we learn from here that no one under 20 years old goes out to war, introducing us to the concept of the age of conscription and that the minimum age is 20 years old. Second time, it's in Parshas Bamidbar, the pasuk says, Mi ben esim shana v'mala kol yotzei tzava b'Yisrael tifkedu oisam lit tzivosam ata v'aharon. From 20 years and up, whoever goes out to war of the people of Israel, you should count them according to their legions, you and Aaron. Rashi in that repeats again and says, Magid she'en yotzei batzava b'chos mi ben esrim. That we see that the Torah specifically limits the age of conscription to 20 and above, and under 20 no one goes out to war. Finally, in Parshas Pinchas, when they made a census again before entering Eretz Israel, the pasuk says, Se'u es rosh kol adas b'nei Yisrael mi ben esrim shana v'mala leves avosam. The pasuk continues, and throughout to pasuk Daled, mi ben esrim shana v'mala kasher tziva Hashem es Moshe u'bnei Yisrael hayotzim me'eretz Mitzrayim, which translates, take a census of the entire assembly of the children of Israel from 20 and above, according to their fathers' houses, all who go out to the legion in Israel. And it says at the end of the paragraph, from 20 years of age and above, as Hashem had commanded Moshe and the children of Israel who were coming out of the land of Egypt. Rashi on this pasuk says, Shehi minyanam iben esim shana v'mala shneimar kol over al pekudim v'gomer. Rashi says here that this is not a source for the age of conscription, but rather the Torah is telling us the narrative of when the Jewish people were counted prior to entering the land of Israel. Therefore, there are really only 2 sources in the Torah of the age of conscription. The first one is in Parshas Kisisa. The second one is in Parshas Bamidbar. The question arises then, why is the Torah mentioning 2 sources, 2 Makoros, for drafting the Jewish people into an army? On this, the Siftei Chachamim in Parshas Kisisa answers, V'yishlomar, Dahava Amina Davka b'mechemes chova hikpid hakro, avalo b'mechemes reshus. Achein kofa le'inyan she'af b'mechemes hareshus, ene yotze ki im miben esrim shana v'mala. The Siftei Chachamim gives a fascinating answer. There are essentially 2 types of wars that are waged according to the Torah. The first type is called a Milchemes Chova, a war that is waged as a biblical obligation. This is destroying Amalek and conquering the 7 nations that were residing in Israel when the Jewish people conquered the land of Israel, time of Yeshua. The second type of war is called a Milchemes Reshus, a war that depends on the Reshus. Reshus can either be translated as permissible, it is not of biblical obligation, or Reshus could be understood as authority, that the authority, the government currently ruling over the Jewish people, has the discretion to declare war for various reasons, such as political stability, economic advancement, and geographical expansion. The Siftei Chachamim therefore says that if the Torah would only tell us 1 source for the minimum age, one would think that the minimum age of conscription applies only to a biblical obligatory war, a Milchemes Chova, but a war that's declared by the current government has the freedom to draft even people who are younger than the age of 20. Therefore, it is necessary for the Torah to mention twice the minimum age of conscription. One for Melchemes Chava, and the other to teach us that it applies even to a Melchemes Rishus. For a complete discussion on this interesting topic, and for in-depth details, please see the Sefer Hilchos Medina, written by the great Gaon Rabbi Eliezer Yehuda Waldenberg, Chelik Sheni, Shar Gimel. Thank you for listening.